Hi everyone, welcome to week 3. This week we're going to be focused on physical development. So this week I'm going to review your learning materials. You're going to complete the observation of your child that you've selected, and you're going to be looking at the physical development domain, and you'll be selecting an appropriate observation methodology to collect data on this domain. We do have a discussion this week, which is going to be the same framework as our discussions was for last week. And you're also going to complete a physical development checklist based on your choice of video in the assignment. So this week, your readings are going to be about infant and toddler developmental checklists. I'm going to ask you to take a look at the Learn the Signs, Act Early developmental milestones, as well as some developmental milestones that have been published through the country of Australia, which has very, very good early childhood programming and standards. As a matter of fact, for those of you in Connecticut, the Connecticut Early Learning Development Standards, when they were originally developed, we looked very, very strongly at Australia's developmental guidance. And then I'd also like you to look at Head Start's eClick website. That's a repository for all sorts of information for Head Start and for all early childhood programs. In this case, I'd like you to look at the Effective Practice Guide for Physical Development. We're going to continue with the discussion that we started last week, but this week you're going to update us on your student, the methodologies you're going to be using for physical development. So our discussion is really going to be the same framework as it has been for our previous week. I do have a couple of videos for you to watch, one on fine motor development, one on physical development. And then again, the discussion, and we all know about the requirements for the discussion. Your initial response is due by midnight on Friday. You should have references and in-text citations that make connections to your learning and any other research you've done. And then respond to at least 3 of your classmates or me by Tuesday at midnight. So our assignment this week, in addition to writing your chapter for your case study, the physical development chapter, is the 2 forms that I've provided for you in your learning materials. There is a physical development checklist 0 to 36 months, and there's a physical development checklist for 3 to 8 years. You're going to view Samantha on the playground and choose the appropriate checklist for Samantha and see how many skills you can see when you're watching that. And then you're also going to do that with Henry Gets Around. Choose the appropriate checklist for Henry. Now, I know that sometimes when you're watching videos, you're not exact on, like, I'm not sure what age that child is, or I'm not sure I saw everything I need to see. So I'm really asking you to do the best that you can with the information you have, and please don't get hung up on if you can't see everything. I know that using videos like this can be limiting, but I want you to have the gist of using both of those forms. So what I want you to do is then, after you do those checklists and watch those videos, and they're pretty short videos, I want you to reflect on the couple of questions. How much were you able to learn about Samantha or Henry from completing the checklist? And can you think of a specific question you would like to see answered by completing an observation? And is there a specific observational method that you think would be the best instrument or tool for you to use to record the observation? And again, I have the checklists both in the learning materials and then underneath the assignment for you to be able to download. So you should be able to find them pretty easily. And then our other assignment for week 3 is you're going to be working on the draft of the physical development domain. I again gave you a draft domain chapter outline for you to be able to use to create that. I will read your chapters. I'll provide you with feedback, and you will add it to the other chapter that you've already completed. And you're going to be well on your way for having your case study starting to get formed. We do have meetups on Sunday nights from 8 to 9. And you should have received an email a couple of weeks ago inviting you to that. They are optional. And if you have any questions or any issues, feel free to reach out to me. I should get back to you within a couple hours. If you don't hear from me in 24 hours, remember, reach out to me again. It means I either overlooked your email, which is highly unlikely, or for some reason it didn't come through and I don't want to leave you hanging. The other thing you can do is if you have a general question about an assignment, post it in the Ask Your Instructor discussion board, and the answer that I give might help one of your classmates as well. Well, take care, have a great week, and I'm looking forward to seeing your case studies about physical development. Take care.